Are you filming?
Yes.
Like I'm gonna smoke it?
Uh-huh. Hey, that kiss is for me. Oh my gosh, my throat's so dry. My Daisy, go. Gunther. Hello friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome to Teaching at Tiffany's. So even though I'm still student teaching, I have been collecting books for my future classroom library because I want to make sure that I have a classroom library that has a ton of diverse books. And then I also, of course, don't know what age group that I'll be teaching. And so I want to make sure that I have books that range anywhere from K through 5th. So I have collected a ton of books, and I'm not going to be showing all of them to you in this video because this video would last like 15 hours and ain't nobody got time for that. So the ones I'm showing you are kind of the ones that have a theme or that I'm extra super excited about, and we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. So the first set of books that I'm going to show you are ones that I got from my classroom Amazon wish list. If you are interested in contributing, I will leave the link down in the description. This first book is called Black Heroes by Arlisha Norwood, and this was given to me by my friend Christina. She is a fellow educator. She teaches high school English, and I am so excited about this one. I've already flipped through with my fiance, and I was like, I just want to read this myself before I even put it out in my classroom for the kids to read. So I'm so excited to have this one. The next 3 books are from my future mother-in-law, and they definitely have a theme. So the first book is Queen of Physics by Teresa Robison. I am so excited about this. I think it's so important to have a diverse library, especially showing women doing important things. So this is definitely one that I'm excited to put out in my classroom. The next book she got for me is Livy Loves Science, and how cute is this cover? I am absolutely obsessed with this. Now, I am not a lover of science, but I really hope that I create students that have a love for science. And the last book she got me is Hidden Figures, and I've actually been interested in reading the novel of the same title, so I am so excited to have this one. The next 3 books are from my future sister-in-law, and this first one I'm so excited about. I've seen a lot of teachers talking about this one, so I'm excited that I put it on my classroom wish list and she got it for me. It's called Our Class is a Family, and I just love the diversity shown in this. Representation is so important, so I think this is definitely going to be something that I use every single year. She also got me Pink is for Boys. This was such a cute little read. I read this one out loud to my fiance and my dogs, and I think the general consensus is that they loved it. And the last book she got for me is Solwi by Lupita Nyong'o, and y'all, the illustrations in this book are just absolutely gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, I just have to show y'all some. It's just so pretty, so pretty. And this is such a great book. I think this is such an important message, especially for someone like me. Like, I struggled with being different because of my skin color while growing up. So I definitely think this is an important read and an important book to have in the classroom. And the last 3 books that I got from my Amazon wish list, they didn't send a note, so I'm not sure who they're from or who to thank, but I am really excited about all 3 of them. The first is Love Makes a Family. I think it is so important for us to recognize that the traditional family is not the norm anymore. So I think it's awesome that this book represents all the different types of families that exist in the world today. The next book is I Am Perfectly Designed by Karamo Brown. I am obsessed with Queer Eye, and I also read Karamo Brown's memoir, and I really enjoyed it. And this was a great book. He wrote it with his son. And if you don't know the story about him and his son and his adoptive son, I just encourage you to look up that story because it is a heart-wrenching one, and this was a great book that they wrote together. And the last book is Hair Love. Y'all, I'm so excited to have this. I know I keep saying that about every single book, but I am very excited about this. And I watched the short for this, and y'all, my heart just wasn't ready for it. It's just so sweet. And this book is actually super relatable for me because my dad had to do my hair growing up, and I know that it wasn't easy. So I loved reading this book and also seeing the short, and books like this just didn't exist for me growing up. So this is just an important book to have in the classroom, and I'm excited to have it in my library. So next I wanted to talk a little bit about some options. If you are a teacher or a future teacher and you are looking for ways to get your hands on some cheap books, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the places that I got the rest of the books that I'm going to be talking about. So the first one is, there's an organization called Buy Nothing, and they have different chapters in most cities in the US, and it is amazing. You literally buy nothing because everything is for free. It's just people cleaning out their homes and giving stuff away. And that's where I got so many of the books that I'm going to be talking about. And also most of the books that I'm not going to be talking about, because there are teachers who are retired, or people who work at daycares that have shut down, or people that just have their kids that have grown up and they just want to get rid of their books. So it is just a gold mine for books, and I have gotten like at least 100, if not more, books just from this organization. Also, of course, thrifting. Goodwill, Salvation Army, thrift stores, those are great resources for getting your hands on affordable books. I got some books from Goodwill, and some of them were 50 cents, some of them were $1, and that's usually how much the children's books run. So definitely check out your local thrift store. Another option is Facebook Marketplace. There are lots of people just getting rid of stuff right now, so definitely check out Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people will sell their books in bulk, so you can get like 25 books for 20 bucks or something like that, or sometimes they'll sell them individually, but either way, it is definitely a great option for you to get your hands on some affordable books. There are also lots of Facebook groups that sell things for a certain dollar amount or less. So I'm in a Facebook group that is called Everything $4 or Less, or Everything $5 or Less, or something like that, and I've gotten so many books for like 50 cents to $3 each, and they're like nice books too. So that's definitely something that you should look into. Facebook is just a great place to find people that are just trying to get rid of their stuff. And then of course there's also garage sales. That's an awesome option for people who are moving or downsizing, or just looking to just get rid of some of the things that they don't need anymore. All right, so now let's get into the books. So the first set of books I'm going to talk about are Nancy Drew, and believe it or not, I got all of these books for free. I went on Facebook Marketplace, and there's this woman that just wanted to get rid of these. She posted this at like 7:30 in the morning, and then I happened to see it, and I snagged all of these books for free. I loved Nancy Drew growing up, so I think it's awesome to have these in the classroom, especially so many of them. So all of these, and these for Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mysteries, I got all of these for free from the same woman. And then I also got this book from a book lot that I got from the Buy Nothing Facebook group. The next set of books I got are the Boxcar Children. This is also a book series that I loved growing up. And so I got all of these ones that are in my hand. I got them for $5 from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. And then I also have these two books. One is just a special and one is a winter special. And both of these I bought from a Facebook group, and they were just like $1, $1.25 or something each. So this next series is the Magic Tree House. Now this is actually a series that I did not read growing up, but my fiance did, and he loved them, so he was very excited to see that I was collecting these. Right now I'm just trying to get 1 through 20 and then kind of see where it goes from there. So right now I have 1 through 13, except I'm missing number 5, and then I also have 16, 22, 23, and 46. And then I also have these 2 companion ones. Another series that I've started to collect is the Babysitters Club. This was one of my favorite series growing up, and I recently just watched the Netflix reboot, and I loved it so much. My heart was so happy watching it. So I'm so excited. I got the first one in the series, and these 2 are actually Babysitter's little sisters. So I've never actually read these sets of books, but I'm excited to start collecting all of them. The next set of books I have are these Who Would Win books. Now, I had actually never heard of these until I did my classroom observations earlier this year. I did my observations in a 2nd grade classroom, and the kids absolutely loved these books. So I have quite a few of them, as you can see. I'm just gonna go through them real quick. I have Rattlesnake versus Secretary Bird, Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Velociraptor, Alligator versus Python, Lobster versus Crab, Whale versus Giant Squid, Killer Whale versus Great White Shark, Lion versus Tiger, Polar Bear versus Grizzly Bear, Komodo Dragon versus King Cobra, Tarantula versus Scorpion, Rhino versus Hippo, Wolverine versus Tasmanian Devil, The Ultimate Ocean Rumble, Hammerhead versus Bull Shark, and The Ultimate Bug Rumble. Next, I have a few Humphrey books. Again, when I was doing my observations earlier this year, I spent an hour of each day in a 1st grade classroom, and they were doing a read aloud with a Humphrey book. And so I saw these available in a Facebook group, and I just decided to snag a few. 3 that I got are School Days According to Humphrey, Spring According to Humphrey, and Winter According to Humphrey. I also got a couple Madison Finn books. I loved Madison Finn growing up, and so I was so excited to see these available. And I got them for just, I think they were $1.50 each. And I got number 17, which is On the Case, and number 21, which is Forget Me Not. The next few books are by Jane O'Connor. They're from the Fancy Nancy and Nancy Clancy collections. The first is an I Can Read Fancy Nancy, The Dazzling Book Report. I also got Fancy Nancy Sees Stars. And then I got the first book in the Nancy Clancy series, which is Super Sleuth. And I got the 3rd book, which is Nancy Clancy Sees the Future. And these next 2 were ones that were in a book lot that I got from the Buy Nothing group, and that is Fancy Nancy's Favorite Fancy Words, From Accessories to Zany, and then Fancy Nancy Tea Parties. So I know Fly Guy is super popular, so I was excited to snag a few of the Fly Guy books, and so I got Fly Guy Presents Bats, Fly Guy Meets Fly Girl, Fly High Fly Guy, and A Pet for Fly Guy. I also got a few books from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie series, and I got If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Unfortunately, it didn't have the book jacket on it, but it's okay, it was a free book, so. And then I also got If You Take a Mouse to School, If You Give a Moose a Muffin, If You Take a Mouse to the Movies, and If You Give a Mouse a Brownie. So I got these next couple from Goodwill, and the first is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I got this for just 59 cents. And then I also have some books from the Dork Diary series, and I got the first one, which is Tales from a Not So Fabulous Life, the 3rd one, which is Tales from a Not So Talented Pop Star, and the 5th one, which is Tales from a Not So Smart Miss Know-It-All. And all 3 of those were just 59 cents. I snagged a few Amelia Bedelia books, which I was so excited because I loved Amelia Bedelia growing up. So I got the first original Amelia Bedelia, and I got an I Can Read book, and it is Amelia Bedelia and the Surprise Shower, and Amelia Bedelia Bakes Off. And I got my hands on 2 Pinkalicious books. The first is Pinkalicious and the Sick Day and Pinkalicious School Rules. So one of my favorite TV shows and book series growing up was The Magic School Bus, and I was so excited to see that they actually have chapter books now. So I got The Truth About Bats, The Search for the Missing Bones, The Wild Whale Watch, Space Explorers, and The Great Shark Escape. And then I also got some regular Magic School Bus books that aren't chapter books. And I got The Magic School Bus Explores the Senses, The Magic School Bus Answers Questions, The Magic School Bus Spins a Web, The Magic School Bus at the Waterworks, and The Magic School Bus in the Time of the Dinosaurs. I also snagged 3 Judy Moody books. The first is Judy Moody Declares Independence. And the first Judy Moody, which is Judy Moody Was in a Mood, Not a Good Mood, a Bad Mood. And Judy Moody Saves the World. These 2 I actually got from Goodwill for just 59 cents, and then I got the other one, Judy Moody Declares Independence. I got this one from one of the Facebook groups. I believe it was 75 cents. Next, I have a few series that were classics whenever I was growing up. The first is Arthur. So I have Arthur's Christmas, Arthur and the True Francine, Arthur Goes to Camp, and I actually have 2 of these, and Arthur's New Puppy. And the next set of books is Berenstain Bears. I have the Berenstain Bears Visit the Dentist, the Berenstain Bears Go to the Doctor, Berenstain Bears On the Job, the Berenstain Bears Eat Too Much Junk Food, and the Berenstain Bears Learn About Strangers. And then the next one is Franklin. I love Franklin. I love reading him. I love watching the TV show. Just a classic for me. The first book I got is Franklin's Valentine, Franklin's Birthday Party, Franklin in the Dark, Franklin's New Friend, Franklin's Blanket, Franklin is Bossy, Franklin Rides a Bike, Finders Keepers for Franklin, and Franklin's Class Trip. And all of the Franklin books, the Berenstain Bears books, and the Arthur books I got completely for free from the Buy Nothing Facebook group. Y'all, I scored gold with these books, and I know there are people near you that have some free books they want to give away. So definitely see if there's a Buy Nothing group in your area. Okay, so we're down to the last 6 books. I told y'all I had so many. The next one is Duckling Gets a Cookie. I also got Junie B. First Grader at last. I loved Junie B. Jones growing up, and so did my little sister. So getting this was nostalgic for me, and I'm excited to put it in my classroom. I also got The Hero Two Doors Down by Sharon Robinson, and this is about Jackie Robinson. This was actually on my Amazon wish list, and then I ended up seeing it on one of the Facebook groups for, I believe, $1, and so I was like, may as well just buy it. I also got a Scholastic Reader book called Ruby Bridges Goes to School, and it's written by Ruby Bridges herself, so I thought that was really cool. And I got First Flight, the story of the Wright brothers. I was actually really excited when I found this one because I used to live in Ohio, and I went to a Wright Brothers museum in Dayton, and it was really interesting learning about them, so I was actually excited to get my hands on this one. And the last book that I'm going to share is My Brother Martin, A Sister Remembers Growing Up with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Very excited about this one. Those are all the books that I'm going to share that I have in my classroom library. I feel like I'll forever be getting books for my classroom library, and I am not ashamed of that. I love to read, and I think it's so important to instill a love of reading into students as well. So I'm excited to have a big classroom library, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. So thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting a peek into some of the books that I've been collecting for my classroom library. If there are any books that you think that I should try to snag and look up, definitely leave those in the comments below. I am always looking to buy more books and collect more books for my classroom library. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Daisy!